The Austin Edge, live and local. Good day, Austin.
On this Veterans Day, what better idea than to talk to a veteran of World War II, by the way. Say hello to Phil Mounger. He is 86 years young, and he was a Marine during World War II. It says here, former Marine, but there's no such thing as a former Marine, is there?
Well, they say once a Marine, always a Marine.
That's what my father-in-law tells me, too. You were 18 when you joined.
Yes.
Yeah. And guess what? You go to basic, and you go to the South Pacific.
No, well, I was a radio man, so I had some training.
Okay.
Radio school, learned the Morse code and all of that.
Right.
And then we were assigned to tanks.
Right.
As a radio man, we had to learn to fire all the weapons and drive them.
Right.
Then they put a simple FM set in there, push button. They didn't need radio operator. So I was sent to the 5th Marine Division.
Oh, boy.
Assault division.
Yeah. Well, let's fast forward the story. He was involved in the invasion of Iwo Jima. When you're standing on your ship and those battleships opened up on the island, what did you think? You'd never been in combat before.
I thought I wish I'd joined the Navy.
You could have stayed on the ship. You go in the fifth wave, right?
That's right, yes.
Yeah. What happened after that? Now, we got to say, let me tell people, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, probably, according to the accounts I've read, some of the most godforsaken patches of dirt in the South Pacific, and you got to go help capture it.
Yes, well, I know nothing about Guadalcanal.
Right.
I was only on Iwo.
Right. So you went in the 5th wave. What greeted you when you got to the beach?
Well, there was a big terrace of volcanic ash, hard granules of black ash, very loose. It's like walking in quicksand.
Right.
And we were held there, and so you tried to dig a foxhole, and there wasn't. But there actually wasn't much shell fire on us at that time.
Right.
We were relatively safe. There were some people that were injured and killed.
So you move inland. Your stay on Iwo lasted 3 days.
That's right.
What happened? What happened to you?
Oh, a shell, probably a mortar shell, exploded in front of me.
Right.
And I was walking up an incline to dig in for the night. Marines ordinarily don't fight at night.
Right.
And a shell, the 3 of us walking in the column, and it must have landed on the 2 in front of me, and it hit me also.
They were killed?
Yes.
You survived, but you have shrapnel in your heart to this day, correct?
That's right, yes. A small fragment, perhaps the size of they tell me, a pencil eraser. Went through my ribs, went through my lungs, and they'd say scooted across my heart and lodged in the heart tissue.
Yeah. And at that time, they weren't doing open heart surgery, so you're stuck with it.
That's right.
No pun intended.
Yes.
They take you back to the rear. It starts raining. The medics cover you up. They think you're dead.
Yes.
Until
I was on a stretcher and a poncho over me.
Yeah.
It was raining that night.
Yeah.
And I was lying in a pool of water.
Yeah.
And I heard I was under morphine, but you know, you wake up intermittently, and I heard someone say that guy over there is dead. So I was able to pull the poncho back and say, I'm not dead yet.
I bet you scared the bejesus out of everybody when you did that.
Well, I guess it could have been scary.
I guess it could. Well, let me fast forward your career, because you came back here. You got 2 degrees at UT. And
no,
then
just 1 degree.
Well, you got another one at some point.
Well, I had a double major.
There you go. And then you went to work for the National Labor Relations Board.
Well, no, I was a railroader for a number of years.
My father-in-law loves steam trains, too, by the way.
I was a locomotive fireman, locomotive engineer, and later a train master.
Yeah.
We got a new president, lean and mean president, and I was whacked off.
Uh-oh.
So I went to work for I moved to San Francisco, and I got a job with the labor board.
Right.
National Labor Relations Board.
Right. Then you moved back here and retired and enjoying life.
Well, yes. Neither my wife or I had any children, nor any relatives, and my wife was ill. And I wanted to move back here. I have nieces and nephews in and around Austin, and they could take care of it in case something happened to me.
Gotcha.
And also, I wanted to get some barbecue.
You do not have a pair of cowboy boots like these, though.
No.
You need a pair of boots. Maybe not.
Well,
Okay. You talk. Where you live now, you've got some fellow veterans there that you talk with.
Yes, I live at a place called Querencia. It's a retirement facility.
Right.
And there's several veterans there. And there's supposed to be a little program this afternoon for us.
Oh, good.
And but actually, we don't talk about old times. There's one guy named Travis Budlong who was a pilot on the B-29s. And the reason I understand that they assaulted Reno, Ewell was to get the airfields there where the disabled B-29s could land there and save the lives of those pilots.
Right.
And so we have a lot of rapport, the two of us.
We should also mention, and you say a lot of your fellow veterans agree with you on this, you've turned into a pacifist since your war.
Yes, well, I would certainly keep the Marine Corps, Army, and maybe some Navy, but only if we're attacked.
Right.
But no excursions. We need to negotiate and talk about our problems and work something out about talking.
What about the Air Force? I was in the Air Force. Huh?
Well, we sort of look down on, Marines look down on those flyboys.
Okay.
We always felt they'd go out, drop their bombs, come back and have a martini while we were laying out there in the mud or something.
Well, you look dang good for being 86.
Well, it wasn't because of clean living.
Well, all right. I hope you go about another 30 years, too. Thank you for coming to visit.
I don't know if I want to go that long.
That's probably true. All right. Well, it's good to see you. Thank you for the visit.
No, you're welcome.
And thank you for your service as well.
Well, thank you.
You betcha. Phil Mounger, 86 years young. Coming up, look at that.